The pressure of being a child actor was almost more than he could take. But now, as an adult, it was a different kind of unbearable. The acting jobs had dried up for the most part, along with the stardom, the fandom, and all the admiration, all the opportunity. And what did he have now? Not a collection of awards, but instead a collection of issues, mainly one big issue. This one he could handle once and for all, never mind his deteriorating mental health. Maybe it would get better once he acted on his plan. Once his plan was in motion, Ryan Grantham thought everything would be better. Welcome to 10-Minute Murder, brief and bingeable true crime. I'm Joe, the host, and thank you for being a part of my little podcast today. It means a lot that you take the time out of your day and give me a little piece of your attention for just a little while. I know you could be doing so many other things with your time, so that's not lost on me. I do appreciate the fact that you do spend a little bit of time listening to me, and some of you, a whole lot of time. Some of you have told me that you've not only listened to every single one of the episodes, but you've gone back and listened to them all again. I don't know how you're doing that. I don't know where you find the time in your day, but I really do appreciate it. So thank you for that. If you are brand new to this podcast, first of all, welcome. I hope that by the end of it, you'll become a subscriber. Look at where you're listening right now and find where you subscribe. It doesn't always say subscribed. It'll say connect, follow, something like that. But it all means subscribe. Just when you do become a subscriber, know that you will never miss another episode unless you intentionally want to miss episodes, which, by the way, ouch, that hurts a little bit. But they'll automatically be there for you, waiting for you to listen. And also, you'll get the episodes as soon as they come out. So you don't have to go searching for them. So subscribe wherever you're listening right now. Connect on social media. Links are in the episode notes. And let your friends know about 10-Minute Murder. Now, let's get to the story. Ryan Grantham was best known for his role as an actor in Diary of a Wimpy Kid back in 2010, which was a sweet movie about the daily trials and triumphs of friendship, family life, and middle school, where undersized weaklings have to share the hallways with kids who are taller, meaner, and already shaving. He did have other acting roles as well, the imagination of Dr. Panarsis, Liz, and guest roles in the TV shows Riverdale, Supernatural, and iZombie. In all, Ryan had been acting since he was 9 years old, but the roles were becoming fewer and far between, and it seemed like the phone just wasn't ringing with acting jobs like it used to. While Ryan was waiting for acting job opportunities to come through, he was back in the townhouse that he shared in Squamish, British Columbia with his 64-year-old mother, Barbara Waite, and taking college classes. But his heart just wasn't in it. Life was just not going the way he had hoped, and now he was 23 years old, and what did he have to show for it all? In late 2019 and 2020, Ryan found himself in psychiatric treatment for his deteriorating mental health. Medical reports later showed that Ryan was experiencing an intense period of clinical depression. The same reports also documented that Ryan was experiencing urges to commit violence and take his own life. Ryan was also reported to be experiencing escalated feelings of self-hatred, loathing, and hopelessness. In addition to all of that, he felt immense guilt over his mother potentially learning he had stopped attending classes at Simon Fraser University. Both reports said he had a cannabis use disorder. Interestingly enough, the same reports also stated that Ryan was able to maintain an outward appearance of being well-functioning. And this could have been the reason that Ryan was not placed on an emergency mental health hold for presenting as a danger to himself and others, and instead allowed to remain under his own care and control. Whatever the reasoning for not seeking emergency mental health care for Ryan, the decision would prove to be a deadly mistake on March 31st, 2020. That day, Ryan carried out a plan that he had been strategizing for quite a while, which included buying a new gun. He was an experienced gun user and former gun club member, not to mention all of the rehearsing he had done in preparation for the violence that he had in mind. The first step in carrying out his ultimate plan, to deal with his mother, Ryan loaded and unloaded his .22 caliber rifle and then sat on the stairs of the townhouse for almost 15 minutes deciding what exactly to do. But ultimately, Ryan wanted to spare his mother from seeing the violence he intended to commit. And so, he stepped off the stairs and followed the sound of music playing. Ryan entered the room containing a piano and observed his mother sitting with her back to him. As she continued to play, Ryan raised his .22 caliber rifle and shot her in the back of the head. As the music abruptly stopped, Ryan's mother collapsed to the ground, instantly dead. Ryan then created a 4-minute video that he recorded with his GoPro, where he showed the crime scene, including his mother's dead body, described what happened, and confessed to the murder. Ryan then left the townhome to purchase alcohol, marijuana, and go to sleep. Step 1 of his plan was done. Now it was time for the main act of Ryan's plan. The next day, on April 1st, 2020, Ryan packed his car with 3 guns, ammunition, 12 Molotov cocktails, camping supplies, and a map with directions to Rideau Cottage in Ottawa, and started driving east with the notion of killing the Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. As Ryan drove away from his Squamish townhome, his mother's body was still lying exactly where it had fallen after he shot her. His road trip would take him 50 hours to get to Ottawa, where he wanted to carry out the next phase of his plan, killing the Prime Minister. Along the way, Ryan tested a Molotov cocktail in a remote area just to get a handle on exactly how they worked. Once he completed his test, he was back on the road. Ryan drove as far as Hope, British Columbia, before turning around with thoughts that he would instead commit an act of mass violence at Simon Fraser University or other locations. That night, for whatever reason, Ryan decided to turn himself into Vancouver police instead. As Ryan walked in the door of the Vancouver police building, he told a law enforcement official, "I killed my mom," and Ryan Grantham was immediately arrested. Back at the townhouse that Ryan shared with his mother, Lisa Grantham, Ryan's sister, found their mother's body on April 1st. She had returned to the home concerned after being unable to reach her or her brother. Lisa later said, "It breaks my heart that she struggled so hard from a cancer diagnosis, only to be murdered by her own son. She was vulnerable, and Ryan gave her no chance to defend herself. It pains me to know he was a danger to her life." Ryan pled guilty to the charge of second-degree murder, which comes with an automatic life sentence, though the prosecution is asking for the first 17 to 18 years of his sentence to be declared ineligible for parole. On the final day of his sentencing hearing, Ryan Grantham read from a statement in which he said his mother was a caring and compassionate person who did nothing to deserve what he did to her. He then went on to say, "I can't explain or justify my actions. I have no excuse. It hurts me to think about how badly I've wasted my life. In the face of something so horrible, saying sorry seems so pointless. But from every fiber of my being, I'm sorry." That's 10-Minute Murder for today. Brief and bingeable true crime. Thank you for listening today, and as I mentioned at the beginning, make sure if you are new here, even if you're not new, even if you've been around a while, but if you have not yet made the commitment to subscribe, I get it. Commitment can be tough sometimes. Sometimes you don't really want to just make that extra step to say, yes, I want to keep doing this for a while. I completely understand, but I hope that you will subscribe and you will stick around longer and listen to more episodes. When you do become a subscriber, it makes it easier to go and listen to back episodes. There are more than 200 of them available wherever you listen to podcasts, just in case you're listening to this on YouTube. Not all of them are there, but they are all there wherever you listen to podcasts. Also connect with 10-Minute Murder on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Links for that are in the show notes of this episode. And if you've got friends, cool. Congratulations, I'm happy for you, but make sure you tell them about 10-Minute Murder as my dog Harper Jane enters the room. And she tried to eat the microphone. I'm almost done. She wants food or to go outside or something. I don't know. Thank you for listening to 10-Minute Murder. Be safe and make good choices.